I had always believed in partnership. In marriage, I thought both people contribute not just financially, but emotionally, mentally, and in shared responsibility for the life they build together. I had worked hard, sacrificed, and invested in our life together, thinking that love meant mutual respect and understanding. But one evening, my entire understanding of our marriage was challenged in a way I never anticipated. It started innocently enough with a conversation over dinner. My wife, Rachel, had just finished another round of online classes. She was pursuing a graduate degree she had delayed for years, and I had always supported her ambition, encouraging her to continue, praising her drive. I thought we were aligned in our goals and expectations, both committed to building a life together. That night, however, the conversation took a sharp turn. She set her laptop aside and looked at me with a determined expression. "You know," she said casually, "if you really love me, you'd pay off my student loans." I froze mid-bite, the words hanging in the air like a guillotine ready to fall. The surprise was immediate, the shock palpable. "Excuse me?" I asked, trying to maintain composure. "I mean it," she said, her voice steady and unyielding. "You love me, right? So paying off my loans isn't a question, it's what a loving husband would do." For a moment, I sat there, unsure whether to laugh, cry, or explode. This wasn't a discussion about supporting each other financially, it was an ultimatum. A test of love measured by money rather than partnership or mutual respect. The casual entitlement in her tone made my chest tighten with disbelief. I took a deep breath and forced calm. "Rachel," I said slowly, "love isn't measured in dollars. It's not a transaction. It's trust, respect, care, and commitment. Paying off your loans doesn't prove love, it proves nothing. It's a gift if it comes willingly, not a demand to justify affection." Her eyes narrowed slightly, the first flicker of defensiveness appearing. "I'm just saying that if you love me, you'd make this easier for both of us. You know, I'm stressed about this debt. You're the one who makes good money. I'm asking for help, and it's not unreasonable." I shook my head. "It's not unreasonable to ask, but it is unreasonable to equate love with a financial obligation. That's not partnership. That's manipulation, and I won't accept love being quantified in monetary terms." The room went silent. She opened her mouth, probably to argue further, but I held up a hand. "No, I'm not negotiating love. I've realized that love built on ultimatums, guilt, or financial leverage isn't love at all. It's control, and I refuse to live under conditions like that." Her face shifted surprise, anger, frustration all at once. She couldn't believe I would refuse such a seemingly simple request, one she had framed as a litmus test of devotion. But the more I stayed calm and firm, the more her frustration grew. She wasn't used to resistance when she demanded something framed as love. I can't believe you're taking it like this," she said finally. "After everything, you'd rather throw away our marriage than help me?" "I'm not throwing it away," I said, my voice measured. "I'm refusing to let it be corrupted by demands disguised as love. I cannot base our marriage on control, entitlement, or financial coercion. I value myself, my boundaries, and what real partnership should mean. If this is your measure of love, then we have fundamentally different ideas about what a marriage should be." Her expression faltered for a moment, then hardened. "So that's it. You're ending this over money?" I shook my head gently. "No. I'm ending this over respect, integrity, and the right to love without manipulation. Money is a symptom of a much larger problem." The decision was painful, but clarity had arrived. That night, we spoke at length about what we wanted from life and from each other. I realized that our visions were incompatible. While I had envisioned a partnership built on mutual support, respect, and collaboration. She had framed love as a transactional exchange, a series of obligations, where affection was conditional on compliance. In the weeks that followed, the divorce process began. It was amicable in procedure, but emotionally charged. I didn't revel in anger or bitterness. I simply understood that some relationships, no matter the history or emotional investment, cannot survive fundamental mismatches in values. Love alone cannot compensate for manipulation or the commodification of affection. Friends and family were shocked when I explained why I chose divorce. Many assumed it was a financial issue or that I couldn't handle stress. Few understood that the root cause was far deeper: the erosion of respect, and the realization that love, when demanded or measured, ceases to be love. As the divorce finalized, a strange sense of liberation settled over me. I had avoided years of resentment, financial strain, and emotional compromise by asserting my boundaries early. The weight of obligation, disguised as a test of love, was lifted, and I could finally reclaim agency over my life and future. In the months that followed, I focused on personal growth, career, friendships, hobbies, and introspection. I discovered the clarity and empowerment that comes from refusing to compromise core values for temporary comfort or coercive love. I learned that walking away from a marriage doesn't always signify failure. Sometimes it signifies self-respect, wisdom, and courage. Rachel's life, in contrast, took a different turn. While initially frustrated by the divorce, she eventually faced the consequences of her approach to relationships. Financial independence, emotional accountability, and mutual respect cannot be demanded, they must be cultivated. The very strategy she used to test love revealed itself as unsustainable in the long term. Reflecting on the experience, I realized that love is fragile, but respect is foundational. Money cannot buy devotion, and ultimatums cannot sustain intimacy. A successful partnership requires shared values, aligned goals, and an understanding that love is an ongoing choice, not a coerced transaction. Divorce, though painful, became the clearest affirmation of those principles. By refusing to pay for love under duress, I preserved my dignity, reaffirmed my boundaries, and demonstrated that true partnership is built on mutual respect rather than manipulation. Years later, I remain grateful for the clarity that painful moments can bring. The decision to walk away from a marriage tested by transactional love was not easy, but it allowed me to enter future relationships with a renewed sense of self-worth, awareness, and the confidence to insist on respect and reciprocity. The story of Rachel and me serves as a cautionary tale. When love is framed as an obligation, it ceases to be genuine. True partnership cannot exist where affection is conditional, and the courage to walk away can be the first step toward authentic, enduring happiness. By the end of that chapter, I had learned the most valuable lesson of all. Love is not measured in dollars, debts, or gifts. It is measured in respect, commitment, and integrity. And sometimes, choosing oneself over compromise is the ultimate act of love for both parties.